One of the major questions that most people have about suffering in the world. Why are there all these people starving in the world? Why is there so much, pretty much why is there evil in the world? If God's all powerful. Well, again, God gives us free will, okay? And there is enough food and enough water and enough resources to feed everyone on this planet. There's enough money to take care of the situation. But people are sinful, they're prideful, they hoard things, they don't share things. Now, if everyone believed in God and everyone was working for what was best for people, no one would be starving. This is our sinful fallen nature talking. This is not God talking. But God, you can't take free will out of it. If He gives us free will, if we have free will, there's going to be issues because we are sinful and we are fallen and we are usually selfish people. And so all these things that you're talking about, when it comes to birth defects, nature is broken. There's disease. There's issues with health, and this is all from our fallen nature. So again, this is stuff that has to deal with us. It's not about God. Now, I'll say one thing about birth defects. Just let you know, I have a sister who has Down syndrome, and when she was born, everyone was like, what good could come out of this? And one day I'm going to make a video of how much good came out of my sister being born with Down syndrome. It was amazing what has happened in our lives because of that. And when you first look at it, you say, this is just going to be awful. There's nothing good to come out of that, but it's not true. But that's for another video. The final question I wanted to talk about is the idea that Jesus died for all our sins, so because He died for all sins, there is no more sin. No. There is sin. Obviously, you just discussed this sin. People holding back, people killing each other, people not letting people get fed. There is sin in this world. You rightly recognize it when you talk about the pain and suffering of the world. So there is sin. What Jesus did is He died for all mankind for their sins, for those who put their trust in Him. So if you don't recognize the sacrifice that Jesus made for you, then you don't recognize that sacrifice. In the Old Testament, you'll see there are sacrifices made for sins of the people. And people recognize that that their sin was covered with that sacrifice. If you don't recognize that sacrifice, then that sacrifice does not cover your sin. And so you are dead in your sin if you don't recognize Christ. So that's the deal. He didn't die for all mankind's sins. He died for those who put their trust in Him, when they realize that He is the only way to salvation. I don't know anybody in the world who can't stop sinning, whether it's telling little white lies or doing other things. We all have this inherent selfish flaw in us. And so I'd love to get more into you. There's a lot more into that. Obviously I'm trying to make a 10-minute video to try to explain all these answers. And I would love to talk to you more. You can send me personal messages, or if you have Skype, I would love to sit down and talk with you more about this and keep this dialogue going. Finally, I just wanted to say your questions are excellent, and I appreciate you sending me this video so I could try to answer some of these questions. Keep the questions coming, and let's have this discussion more. And again, if you have Skype, personal message me. We'll hook it up. I would love to talk to you in real time, talk more about these questions you have. Questions and comments, please leave them. And again, Diego, thank you for your time and for your questions. Thank you.